Hello, and welcome to the Adventures of Plonk, a spin-off of Reserve Inspiration's main D&D campaign. I'm Aaron, your Galaxy Master, and I'm joined by my friends and players, Christina, playing Plonk, the Verdun Rogue Assassin, John as Tagartha, the Gold Dragonborn Metallurgician Sorcerer, and Mike playing Cal, the Aarakocra Battlemaster Fighter. Just a reminder, new episodes of the Adventures of Plonk air on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for 6 more episodes. If you are our patron on Patreon, you'll have next morning availability. And if not, then you can see it on Sunday. If you haven't seen our main campaign, you can check that out on Twitch Fridays at 7 p.m. And stay tuned after this episode for the 4th installment of Just the Tips, where Lauren talks to you all about player etiquette at the table. All right, yeah, that's, again, real quick. Does anyone have any other announcements that they would like to make for today?
I think we're good.
Onward to the recap.
Ready
What?
Ready to go.
Oh, I love it. Fantastic. It's good stuff. So, last time on the Adventures of Plonk, after handing over the Fire Titan essence to the creator, Plonk and company made their way to the Wall of Storms and attempted to make it through. They were eventually successful, but at a great cost. All power to their ship went offline. After drifting for a couple days, oxygen depleted and supplies running low, an old friend came to their rescue. Bernadette and her new partner Belura took the party to the 7th layer of hell. And eventually, Bernadette was convinced to enter the city and help them navigate the labyrinth-like passageways ahead of them. And that is where we will be picking up today. So you have all just landed right outside the massive limestone walls of this city. To give a basic description, when you were flying above, you could see that it was a very maze-like. The buildings all kind of connected and intersected and twisted and turned, and there were left and right turns that went to dead ends, and it was a mess from above. But what you could also see right in the center of the city, some sort of gateway or river-like portal with this sickly green liquid that just plummets through the entirety. It's pretty much skewers the planet. And comes out the other side. And what you saw from astral space was that this seems to be some type of connector road that goes through all of the levels or the layers of hell. So you have just been brought down into the 7th layer outside a massive gate of a huge, probably the largest city on this planet. And you have Bernadette and Belura with you. Bernadette is a fire genasi who you met Plonk in the previous or the other campaign. And Belura is a tiefling who is, I guess you don't really know specifically her role in Bernadette's life, but they're friends as far as you know. So the 5 of you are outside of this massive cast iron gate. What would you like to do?
I mean, we have to go into the city.
If you insist, Plonk.
Are we gonna be welcome here?
Well, if you don't have celestial blood like your friends back home there, then you shouldn't have a problem. You don't have celestial blood, do you?
I don't know.
Oh boy. Excuse me. And then she steps away and she goes over to, you see there's like this kind of like hunched over, like yellowy brown skinned devil with all kinds of like horns and spikes all over him. And she's like, excuse me. And she kind of like elbows him and she like grabs her elbow from hitting the spikes. She's like, what? Take a look at that girl there. And you, what? Looks over. Tell me what you see. And he's like, nothing. Just a puny, possibly delicious morsel. And she's like, yes, well, thank you. And she kind of like pushes him. He's like, as he goes by, see, there's no aura of celestial blood for you. He would be able to tell me. And if he saw it, he most certainly would have raised an alarm.
Who's standing to the right of me?
Let's say Cal.
Okay, I want to hit Cal and be like, he said I'm delicious.
That may not be as good a thing as you think.
Isn't that good?
Well,
only for the one eating you.
right. Normally, here, saying that you look delicious is probably not a good thing.
Oh. I'm gonna like crouch behind.
Unless you want to get eaten, but I don't know. I don't, personally.
No. No.
Well, what is your goal in the city? Are you trying to get somewhere in particular?
I don't really know.
Okay.
The being that sent me here is coming back to me, and I told them that we were here, and I'm guessing when they come back they'll tell me what I need to get.
Okay. This
This
all
is
sounds a bit fairy tale-ish to me, but I suppose we can just find a place to lay low until he gets here then?
Okay.
Okay. Ballora, do you know of any taverns around? Of course I do. Let's head in there. And yeah, she'll Bernadette will be like, all right, follow Ballora. And Ballora will start to lead everyone inside. As you're passing through, you see all kinds of forms of devils and fiends, demonic creatures. Actually, no, not demons. There's no demons here in hell. Besides tieflings that have a demonic descent.
Kubrick would hate it here.
Oh, he would probably die. You just have a heart attack.
He will get here. They'd kill him first.
Yeah, he would never even make it to the planet's surface. So yeah, you make it inside. You see so many different styles of devil. You see these really tall, spindly, like just pretty much made of bone. They have like what is it? Alien, yeah, alien head, like the Alien the movie. The head's that similar, like that long kind of head like that, long whipping tail made of bone. You see like other ones, like I mentioned, the spiky ones. There are these blobs of this like pinkish goo material. And at first you just think that they just blobs of whatever, but then you see them moving and they're just like kind of like a slug moving around. And you could, as they turn and you look, they don't seem to have a face in particular. Like you can see that there's slots where eyes would be, and it's just like black little dots, and there's like an opening where a mouth would be, maybe like some haggard teeth in there, all just like as they're moving slowly through the streets. And yeah, it's not what you're used to by any means, none of you. But so far no one seems to be paying you mind. You get some glances here and there of disgust or interest, but other than that, yeah. Ballora brings you down some some streets. And yeah, like I mentioned, from above, you could see they look like a maze. From here, it's even more daunting because the buildings are so tall. You don't know. You're moving straight, but you have no idea which direction you're going. You can't make heads or tails in the city. It's confusing. But you are led, nonetheless, to a small bar. This one, you look at the sign and it says bar. Yeah. And yeah, she's like, well, I think this might do for now, at the very least. Hopefully it's not too spicy for you.
Oh.
You'll enter inside there. She'll kind of lead you all in. And yeah, it's a rowdy place. You can see that there's some gambling going on at a few of the tables. You see a couple devils fighting with each other. Like one gets tossed and the whole table just smashes down and collapses. You can see a couple devils hanging from their tails like monkeys at the ceiling, and the rafters just swinging back and forth with big bottles of beer drinking or fire water. And yeah, the bar, the bar's in rough shape. It looks like it's all sliced and scraped up. But you see, you see a devil manning the bar.
Wouldn't expect anything different.
But yeah, the five of you enter, and I will leave it to you.
Okay, well, she told us unless we want to drink fire water, not to get any alcohol. And all of the food is extremely spicy, so we won't be eating anything.
Speak for yourself. I most certainly will be getting a full course meal.
I would like to try fire water.
Oh, on the house, my friend.
But what if I don't drink it?
Then I will.
Okay, then.
There's no wasting fire water around me, trust me.
I guess I'll follow her to wherever the seats are and stuff like that and sit down.
Yeah. It's tough to find a spot to sit, to be honest. There's a couple tables near where those two devils are fighting, but they keep slamming into the tables. So you're like, probably not the best spot.
Up to the bar. Is there anywhere? Anybody?
There's a section. You could probably get 2 stools at the bar.
Okay, I'll do that then.
Yeah. So you can I guess you can have the rest of your party kind of hover behind you.
I would rather stand.
Yeah.
Just to be ready
For anything, yeah.
for anything.
Just little
Perfect.
standing there.
Yeah, covered by everyone.
So Tagartha, you and Bernadette head up to the bar. Cal, what are you and Plonk doing?
Cal wants some food too.
Some
He's
spicy
intrigued.
food?
Yes, he's intrigued by the spiciness. So he'll just, go up to I'm so bad with names. Not Bernadette, the other one.
Ballora?
Ballora, that's the one. Exactly how spicy is this food?
Well, it is sorry, you're Ballora, right?
Yes, Ballora.
Sorry. So there's back and forth between these voices. Well, it's pretty spicy. It might. She kind of looks at your beak. I don't really know what you have going on in there, but I feel like that little tongue is probably going to burn. You're more than welcome to try it.
I will try.
Birds have like tiny tongues too.
Very well. Sorry. Oh, very well. But Bernadette, could you get a meal over here for our friend? What was your name again?
Cal.
Cal, yes. For Cal? Of course, dear. Not a problem. So I need how many firewaters? 2, 3, Cal, firewater.
Maybe just food for now.
Very well. 3 firewaters and 3 meals? Is that it?
I'll take one.
Yeah, I think I calculated yours. Yeah, it's Tagartha. You're getting a drink and the meal. Yeah. So yeah, and Cal, you're only getting a drink.
I'm only getting a meal.
You're only getting a meal. Sorry. Yep. My bad. So yeah, 3 meals, 3 drinks brought out. And yeah, you can kind of this section of the bar you're sitting at. It's not really comfy, but it's it's kind of your place that you can be, hang out. So.
I want to try a tiny piece of somebody's food.
Sure. So you, Bernadette will just kind of push her plate towards you. She's like, feel free, Plonk. I think this will be quite amusing, especially since you have nothing to drink.
That's true. I might have to get some coffee, even though it is decaf.
Okay. Yeah. That can be brought over. So you can order coffee before you take that slight morsel.
Yeah.
Coffee's brought over. And you take a sip, and it doesn't have that burst of energy that you normally get. It's just kind of, bland.
Yeah, tastes awful, but
Yeah, and it's room temperature. It's not cold, it's not iced coffee, and it's not hot. It's just room temperature.
yum. Bean water. Room temperature bean water. My favorite.
Delicious. So yeah, you take a slight little morsel. Cal, you can do the same if you'd like.
Of course, without the coffee.
Tagartha, you're trying some too, right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So I need everyone to make Constitution checks.
Check, not saving throw.
Correct.
Well, great.
13.
13. Okay.
16.
16.
8.
Yes. So Tagartha, you eat this, and this isn't the spiciness isn't much different from a few of the dishes that you have on Acheron.
Okay.
So it's not too bad for you. It's something that you can handle.
I'm just,
Cal, your mouth is on fire, but it's nothing that is, you're not going to die. It's hot. You like breathing flame, but it's nothing terrible. Plonk, you immediately grab that coffee. Yeah, you start guzzling. It doesn't seem to do anything. The heat just persists. Your face goes from the light purple that it normally is to like a deep, deep, deep red color.
Oh no.
And yeah, you just get horrible indigestion almost immediately. Just it burns down there. Yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah, you're open to have any type of conversation you'd like to have.
man, this stuff is good.
That's my
It is.
conversation.
It is hot, he says as smoke is like coming out of his mouth.
You see Bernadette kind of like leaning back in her chair, arms crossed, big smile on her face.
Tears streaming down my face. Snot coming out of my nose.
Delicious, isn't it?
Eating.
That's how you eat?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Despite the heat, Cal will keep eating.
Yeah.
Just smoke pouring like out of his eyes.
Eyes, ears, nose, mouth, just everything.
Yep.
How
Plonk.
are you eating it?
Yeah, you don't think that you could even eat another bite.
Mm-mm.
Told you should have brought your own stuff.
Well, Plonk, if you get hungry, you're going to have to get used to it. That's the only thing you'll find here.
I want to search through my bag for like anything.
Leaves.
Make a perception check.
Oh, good. Oh, good. I might find something. Yeah. 20, not natural.
Oh, yeah. It's digging through your bag. You find, when you go on a flight, those tiny little packages of peanuts. You find one of those that you stole from the gun 792.
Okay. That's fine. Protein.
Yep. Exactly. All right. So you munch on that.
I'm going to just one at a time.
Okay.
Just one. Ration them.
So now, while conversation, is there anything that's in particular you guys want to discuss?
How long are we planning on to stay here?
Ballora will kind of pick up. She's like, oh, well, we weren't planning on staying here to begin with, but we brought you here. So I guess as long as you're going to be here, a couple of days, maybe. I don't know. How long do you plan on being here?
The being said that they're on their way, so they should be here. They should be here in maybe a day or two.
All right. We can either try to find some type of lodging here, or we can try to stay in the ship. If we stay in the ship, we're going to have to backtrack, but it shouldn't be too far.
Do we know that we will be safe staying here?
This is hell. Of course we're not going to be safe. We're not safe anywhere. But as long as you know that, then you come to terms with it.
Well,
Just keep your eyes out at all times.
While sleeping.
Yeah.
Well, take watch if you really think it's that bad. I think that at least I'm going to be fine here. I look like I fit in. The three of you, though, not so much. If you change your scale color, you might look like you fit in. And she kind of points to you, to Gartha. Not many gold dragonborns or even any type of metallics make their way here, but on occasion you do find a chromatic one.
I'm gonna rummage through my bag and look for a disguise kit,
Okay, yeah.
like paint or something.
Yeah, you have your disguise kit, of course. So you could, yeah, you've got all the different kinds of things. I would say you probably, for like makeup colors, you probably have like a red, a black, a white, clown colors, and
It would
then
need to be like black.
you could do black dragonborn, you could do white dragonborn, depends on what you.
red, blue, green.
Okay. Okay.
Now your bird friend here, Cal, a different story for you. I've never seen someone of your type here. However, we do have a lot of Kenku, which is similar in status to you. I think you look similar. Doesn't mean you're the same, obviously, but
We are not the same.
well, you might be able to pull it off and make it look like you fit in.
Are there any Kenku like that I've seen since we've been here?
What's your passive perception?
12.
I would say probably you've seen maybe one. You've definitely seen other winged creatures. There are devils. There's some harpies here. There's a whole slew. You probably, you definitely didn't see any Aarakocra for sure, but you probably saw maybe one or two Kenku in your walk so far. Plonk, I need for you, as Ballora is conversating with Cal, and it seems as though Bernadette and Tagartha are kind of paying attention. Your mind begins to wander. I need you to make another charisma check.
Already there. 8. 11. 8
11?
plus 3.
As they're all chatting, you kind of feel almost this tug, like your essence is trying to pull you in a particular direction. But you've never really felt something like this before.
Except when I touched the thing.
Oh yeah. It's almost like you're being drawn somewhere.
Okay.
You seem to have a semi-powerful connection with whatever it is that you are attempting to locate.
Okay. I want to quietly look at everyone's plates and see if they're done eating and see how much they drank and everything, to see if it would be an appropriate time to be like, let's go somewhere else.
Yeah, just give me a basic insight check just to see if you can read how everyone's feeling.
That was so close. Oh, great. 1.
1. Okay.
2 minus 1.
Yeah. Everyone looks ready.
Okay. Whether they are or not, let's go. Yeah, so I'll just be like, I think I want to go somewhere else. And I'm just going to
Excuse me, Plonk, as you're getting up.
Yeah.
We haven't even finished our meals yet. I'm sorry that you didn't want to eat. That doesn't mean that we don't want to eat.
Oh, Oh, well, when will he be done?
I don't know. 10 minutes? 15 minutes? What? I don't know. She takes a sip of her fire water. Oh, by the way, and she points to Gartha. You had one, right? She's like, does not matter how much you drink. You can have a sip, or you can drink 5 glasses. You will have a massive hangover tomorrow. Good luck.
Yay.
Oh, by the way.
So yeah, this tug begins to feel stronger, Plonk.
I really think that we need to go.
The little one looks like she's getting a little worried there.
No, I'm not worried. I really think that we need to go.
Tagatha, I don't believe the word you're looking for is what did you say? Annoyed?
Worried.
Worried? I don't think you're looking for the word worried. I think you're looking for the word annoying.
Good one. Good one.
And she takes another bite of her, who knows what it is, some type of meat-like substance.
Plonk, why do you want us to leave?
I have this feeling like I need to go somewhere else.
Very well. I am ready to go. As he like puts his barely eaten plate of food back on the counter.
Bernadette's like, whoa, 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 and she takes the plate, starts eating it. Be wasting this delicious food.
I'm gonna start like slowly stepping away.
Okay, she
I'll-
doesn't move. Belora's like,
Plonk.
follow Plonk. Okay, Belora's like, you can see that she keeps looking over to where you guys are making your way to the door, and then she kind of looks at Bernadette like, "Are we going?" And then she kind of like looks back like, "What should I do?"
I finish my meal and I look up and just like, where are you guys going?
We have to go.
I think I probably caused too much attention doing that though.
What the?
Yeah.
No, Tagartha, you look around. That's how everyone's eating. No one uses utensils.
See, I fit in perfectly.
See?
See. So yeah, but Bernadette finishes up her meal. She's like, "Oh, well, I suppose we can move on if you really think it's necessary, Plonk."
I do think it's necessary.
She rolls her eyes and stands up. Finishes her fire water.
Doesn't know how to say that word. I do think it's necessary.
Yes.
Very necessary.
Yes.
It's necessary.
Very necessary. Wonderful. Well, Bellora, you ready? She's like, well, you know, I've been ready for some time now. But I suppose we should head out. And yeah, the 5 of you begin to make your way to the door and back out into the streets. Now you step out to the streets. What it looked like when you first entered is completely different. When you step outside, you're now in some alleyway, not the main street.
It changes.
Oh no, it changes. What?
Bellora, what is going on?
Well, this city likes to change on us. It doesn't change too much. Things kind of rotate. We can probably make our way through. Just need a little bit of navigation. And she'll try to figure out which way to go, as she is a navigator by trade.
But I know where to go, right? Because I have the
Yeah. You're getting this tug, and it's not a constant tug. It's like every once in a while you get this like, oh, what's pulling me in that direction?
Okay. When that happens, I'm just going to start walking
Okay.
where it wants me to go.
Yeah, as you're all kind of standing out in this alleyway, kind of looking around, she's like, well, I think we're going to want to go this way. and she begins to head toward back to the main street from where the alley entrance was there. She's like, you said you had this feeling?
Yeah, I think we need to go this way.
All right. Yeah, no, I'll trust you. And you begin to follow Plonk. Plonk, give me another charisma check. See how accurate
Come on.
your Plonk senses are.
14.
14.
11 plus 3.
Yeah, you feel that as you come out, you exit this alleyway. It's almost like there's a really strong tug that pulls, and it wants you to go to the left and down the main street.
Okay. That is where we will go.
All right, you begin following, and every once in a while you feel another tug, and you kind of correct your direction as you move. As you're moving through the streets, you pass by tons of different vendors, and of course, any type of food that you see. There's different types of food, but as you kind of smell it, it all has that same spicy smell. Yeah, and you can continue to move through. Eventually, this is going to take you some time. We're going to need some more charisma checks to see how far thrown off the trail you get. But I will also roll survival for Ballora and see how well she does.
Oh, you want me to roll charisma right now?
Yes, please. We're gonna keep rolling it as you move through.
That one was a 10.
Yeah, so you're leading the team. Everyone's kind of following you, and at one point, Ballora's like, are you sure that you want to go that way? I feel like we should be going this way. She kind of points, and it's like an intersection that kind of veers off. You're trying to go right, and she's like, I really think we should be going left.
It's telling me to go this way.
Well, if you're sure, then I suppose we can follow you, but
Oh no.
okay, yeah. So everyone starts to follow Plonk. The right hand, yeah. Oh yeah.
Don't do that.
Well, if you guys want, you don't have to. You can speak up, but Ballora caves and starts following Plonk.
I don't know this area. Says she's obviously going somewhere.
Yes.
All right. Luckily for you, Plonk, you chose the right way. I rolled a natural 1 for Ballora on that last one, so. So you keep the team on the right path, maneuvering through the streets, and I would like 2 more, because like I said, it's quite the large city. 2 more charisma checks from you.
17. And 8.
Ballora is just like, at this point, I'm just following you. I really don't know where I'm going. I thought I did. I've never really been this deep in the city.
Good.
Yeah. But as you're moving through Plonk, you can see getting larger and larger and closer that water spout that seems to be jutting up from the earth / into the earth. And as you finally pass by the last section of buildings, you come out to an opening where there's just this massive circular crater in like just the center of the city, and you can see this sickly green water flowing through. Can I get perception checks from everyone, please?
$15.
15. Okay.
What check was that again?
Perception?
5.
19.
19. Plonk and Cal, as you begin to get closer and approach this massive spewing geyser of sorts, you can't really tell if the water is flowing into or it's coming out of. It's it's almost like it's like got a magical haze around it. And as you look into the water, you can see that there are forms, incorporeal forms swirling around. Think Disney's Hercules down in the underworld. How the river Styx has all the souls that are like just like flowing through them. Essentially, that's the same thing. It is the river Styx. So. And if you'd like, not that there's going to be any combat at the moment, but I do have a map for this. So if you would, it's not fantastic, it's very basic, but if you want to bring up roll 20, you can do that. And I will switch to the battle map view there. Look at that, so beautiful. And I need to also uncover, oops, wrong one. Sorry, I just need to uncover your 2 allies as well. They're with you. Layer token layer. All right, so you can see the 2 of them there with you.
Awesome.
So what you should see is this massive crater with the water. It doesn't, I couldn't make it look swirling, but it swirls and it's actually 3D where it comes up out of the ground as far as you can see. It kind of goes out into space and then connects to another one of the hell planets.
I think it looks like it's swirling.
Oh, cool.
With the like placement of the bodies and everything, it looks like they're going in circles.
You know, I try. I do what I can do. Yeah, I do what I can. So yeah, you guys make your way, and as you step maybe about 30 feet from this Plonk, that pull, that urge to keep going stops.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to skip it.
No, it does not want you to move into it. What you can also see around this big crater is it looks as though there are some type of maybe like a pod system that you can pay and utilize one of these pods to move from planet to planet very quickly between the hells.
Okay.
What if we steal them all?
No, they're attached to like the thing.
Yeah, you have to pay, and then it gets
water.
Yeah.
With the
Gotcha.
chimneys and the fireplaces.
So you can see this thoroughfare is very busy. There's a lot of devils and then other humanoids around making shopping, drinking. Just you see a couple fights brewing. You see one very large devil leading this group of those pink fleshy beings, kind of whipping them and moving them along, and they're all screaming out in pain, like yeah! As they're moving through. You can see some winged beasts flying overhead, obviously avoiding the water that shoots up. What would you like to do? I'll leave you with that.
I'm gonna go up to the one of the like pods and like stand my distance, but like still look at it to try to figure out like how it works.
Okay. Yeah. Essentially, actually, give me an investigation check.
Ouch. Mm-hmm. 14.
14. Okay. Yeah, as you move up to these machines, you obviously don't have access to the insides of it at the moment, but you can kind of look in through the glass. And you see there's a series of, there's a screen in the center, and there's a series of 9 buttons that kind of encompass the screen. And essentially, from what you can tell, just looking at that, it looks like all you really need to do is just press the button of which one of the hell planets you'd like to go to, and it just rockets you up. You don't know for sure, but that's what it seems like. Pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Bernadette is actually going to come up to you and be like, "It's pretty interesting, isn't it? These pods in this river. Now, I will say, don't touch the river. Don't touch the waters. because you will forget everything. But if you're safe in a pod, it's fine. I've been through the river Styx multiple times. Just don't touch the water.
Does anyone have a vial of some sort?
Bernadette is like, why would I carry a vial with me? Belora's like, I don't think I do. Let me, and she's kind of like goes through a pack with her expertise. She kind of pops her head back out of the bag a few seconds later. Sorry, I don't really have anything like that. There are shops if you need to buy something.
Okay.
But you have your ring you could sell or to trade, of course.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. I'm not gonna sell anything. I'm gonna try to steal something.
Of course you are. All right, perfect. So, well, that's Plonk. That's Plonk. So you see a few different vendors. There's some carts. You can see a couple of, it looks like really small shops have been built out of where the ground has kind of erupted up. So it has like kind of its own walls built out, kind of like a tree trunk that's been hollowed out. And yeah, you have some people selling goods from there. What was it that you were looking for?
I'm looking for
The vials. You're looking for
like
something.
vials are just empty things, something that I can put all of these, like the being wants me, the creator or whatever wants me to get like the essence of everything, and so I have to like capture it in a bottle every time. So like I'm gonna try to get some sort of bottle with like a top on it.
Absolutely. Make an investigation check as you are maneuvering through the streets, trying to find something of that sort.
Perfect. 5.
Okay, yeah. You don't, you go around, you pop your head into a couple shops. Most of the attendants there, they don't seem to be very helpful. One of them will be like, hey, down the street. And then you head down the street to the one place that they tell you to go to. And then that person's like, hey, down the street. They point you up a different way, but back to the same place. And it's just like it's a rigmarole of nothing.
Awesome.
No progress made.
Okay. Plonk's like, what?
While Plonk's doing that, Cal and Tagartha, what are you two doing?
Just kind of watching what Plonk does, because I don't understand why we've been brought here.
Name.
It's just like
So yeah,
what do we do
essentially the
now?
4, you two and your 2 new allies, they're kind of just standing with you, and you just see Plonk running from building to building. Do you have vials? No? Okay. Do you have vials? No? Okay. They do? Okay. Oh no, it's back over there. Just back and forth and all around. Yeah, it's a situation.
Well, because last time she needed to find the thing. We waited. Well, waited. It was a battle, but we stayed in the spot where she came, and all of a sudden it appeared. So I'm assuming that's the same thing. So I think it's safe to assume she was brought here for some reason, and now we just have to wait until the thing's here.
Okay, I'll give me an intel. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Well, you have very solid logic there. Okay.
Was that too much? Should I dial it back? I only got
no. If you'd like, you can make an intelligence check, because I might even clarify that for you a little bit, depending on how well your intelligence is.
I will do that. That's an 11.
Okay, it's definitely a possibility that this creature or this entity that she was talking about, when they come, could bring forth this creature that you have to fight. But you remember when Plonk first appeared, she was brought there to that specific spot by that entity. This time you flew out on your own and Bernadette and Ballura saved you. So they dropped you off at the city. You don't know the specific location at this point.
That is true.
I mean, well, Plonk's kind of thinking the same thing. Like, we just kind of have to wait here until that thing comes to tell me what to do
Right.
and everything. But she's looking for a vial right now to try to capture some of the river.
Yes. Okay. Very good. So yeah, as you're bouncing around, unfortunately, you had no luck. You come back to your allies just defeated. Why does not a single one of these buildings have vials in them?
Because it's hell.
They have everything. They have everything but what you're looking for.
So then maybe if you don't look for that, and never mind.
No, you're onto something.
I'm looking for anything but vials.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. We just sell vials here. Yes.
Maybe that'll work.
Oh man,
Never know.
That's amazing.
Never know. As you're all standing outside, Plonk, you're probably at one of the stores, so I'm going to move you a little further away. The four of you who are around this large cascading upward / downward waterfall flowing in both directions, you begin to see it shudder a bit. And when it shudders, bits of splashing water come flying out and just hit the streets, and a couple of the peasants around. I need dexterity checks from everyone except Plonk, to not get hit by
If Plonk was there, she'd be running around with a cup.
Nat 20.
Nat 20, nice. Okay.
+2.
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
8.
8. Make sure what I got for Bernadette's dex here. Okay. So wait, Cal, you said you had 8?
8. Yes.
Ah, perfect. Okay.
Perfect.
So so the four of you try to quickly dodge out of the way. Some of you try to throw something up over your head to try to block it from hitting you.
I'd probably just try to throw one of my shields up.
You do, and yeah, you block most of it, but there's a spray that just kind of comes around the shield into your face. And Bernadette, she's like, you hear, and she's like, ah, and some of her fire on her hair goes out, and then she kind of pats it back again. But Cal, you and her kind of look at each other with blank expressions. You don't know who you are. Actually, sorry. You need to make a save before I do that. You didn't dodge the water, but you still get to make a wisdom save. Sorry, intelligence save.
Oh, either one. They're both minus. Ooh. Okay. 17.
Yeah. You at first you get hit with this water, and you heard what they said about forgetting things, and you're like, oh God, I'm gonna forget. Nothing seems to be. I seem to be fine, I guess. However, when Bernadette looks back up at you guys, she just looks lost. She's like,
oh no.
Who are you? And Ballura looks at the two of you, Tagartha and Cal, and she's like, oh boy, we might have a problem.
I think we should first step away from the water.
Am I okay? Or
You had a natural 20, you're fine.
oh, okay.
You dodged out of the way, the water didn't even touch you.
Okay.
Yeah, same with Ballura. She was able to kind of dodge out of the way.
I'm
But
gonna immediately back up, toward the.
Yeah, but Laura's she's gonna start backing up with you, and then when she sees Bernadette not moving, she'll go back up and grab Bernadette's hand and begin to move the two of them. And Bernadette's like, "What? What? Who are you? Leave me alone!" And Ballura's like, "What? Oh, I'm your girlfriend. Please don't make this more difficult than it needs to be." And she's like, I don't know you. Just leave me alone." And she's like pushing away. Plonk, you can see your friends starting to step away carefully from the waters. And it looks like there's something going on. Bernadette looks out of sorts at the moment.
Okay. Tavartha, did you want to step away?
Yeah.
Move you. Okay. Whew. All right, I'm gonna try one last store.
One last door. Okay. What are you looking for?
Some type of cup.
All right, you head inside, and you ask for a cup, and the devil that's working there. Cups? We don't sell any cups here. We've got these vials, though. He holds out his hand to multiple shelves filled with vials. The funny thing is, you thought you went into this place already.
You know, it's not what I was looking for, but I'll take some of those.
All right, fine. What do you have to trade?
I'm going to hold up. I'm going to hold up two of my rocks that I have, and then drop them by accident. Or a bit. These are these came from the where did they come from? I think they're from Madame Fairchild's house.
Yeah, I think there were rocks in her little sand bed that she had.
Yeah, because I have a violin stand too.
Yeah, you grabbed a few things. I believe you just picked up rocks from other places too, like just Isgard, wherever else you were walking.
You'd be like, I have these rocks from Isgard if they're worth anything, and I go to like hand it to him and drop them.
Clumsy.
And so like when things like clatter, I want to try to distract him this way and grab one and kind of have it like almost like have my bag is like right next to me, so like almost go to the shelf and like knock one into my bag.
Knock one in. Okay. All right. So if I need two things from you, two different roles. One, I need a performance check for how well you can fumble the rocks and pretend like you're messing up. And two, I need a sleight of hand check to see if, without him noticing, you can knock that into the bag.
Okay, well, performance. It doesn't matter. Is a 14.
Okay.
And my sleight of hand. 14 plus 6, so 20.
Hey.
Not natural.
All right. You, as you fumble these rocks and kind of almost fall to grab them, he's like, "Oh, clumsy!" And he kind of like, you see his large claws kind of reach over the counter and kind of pull himself forward. But right before he gets his head over the edge of the counter, you just one of the little things into your bag and kind of flip the top of the satchel over it. And as you kind of like, he looks at you and you pick up the rocks and you kind of hold them there. He's like, "Let me see them."
Do you think they're worth anything at all?
This large bony hand just with claws just reaches out and grabs it and begins to inspect. "Worthless, useless stones," and like tosses them back at you.
Okay, well, I don't want to open my bag back up because I don't want to risk him being into it.
Good call. Good
I'll
call.
be like, I guess I'm not getting anything today then.
Then I guess you're not getting anything today.
That's what I just said.
What is it with Plonk and store shop owners?
They just hate you for some reason.
Everybody hates me. I'll turn and walk out. And as I'm turning to leave, I just kind of
Smirk. I like it. All right. So you finally have in your possession a vial. And yeah, so like I mentioned before, right before you stepped into that last place, you saw some type of commotion going on with your group of friends over there.
Yeah, I'm gonna run to them.
Sure. And before you get there, it's Tagartha, Cal, Belura. The three of you are trying to calm her down, Bernadette, and because she's freaking out at this point. You do see a set of two. It might be some sort of. Now you don't really know specifically yet. There's guards in hell, but these look like they might be devil-like guards that are making their way over to the commotion. And he's like, "What's the commotion over here?"
She was splashed with the green water.
Oh, she'll be fine. Let her rest for an hour.
Good. Thank you.
Anything else we can do?
No, I think we're fine. Thanks.
Good.
I
And they
there
turn
yet?
around and start walking away.
Am I there yet?
I would say
Just
you're just
shouting from
running
a-
up. You're shouting that out to them as you're running up. Yeah.
I hear like the end of the conversation. And I'm like, we're fine. Thank you. Bye. Kind of like pushing my way through.
Yeah, and Plonk, as you're running up to the group, you can, with your passive perception at a 15, right? You see the water shudder again. And for a second, it almost looks like there is some sort of, well, very large, but humanoid form that is, it's almost looking like it's trying to break out. It's hard to make out. It's very faint. It could also just be your imagination.
I'm gonna like turn in like awe and be like, and point to it.
Yeah, and as you do, there's another splash of water. Although you are all out of its range, you see a couple other peasants get splashed with it, and they start freaking out. And the guards have to come over, and they're like, "You know, this is a dangerous area. Why do you keep coming here?" And like,
Who are you? I don't know anything.
Who are you?
But yeah, what would you like to do? Bernadette is like, she's got her hands up defensively, like, "What? Leave me alone. Who are you people?"
Your name is Bernadette. You need to calm down. It'll be okay. You know us. We're your friends.
Yeah, she's give me a persuasion check, Plonk. That's one of your stats. Let's see.
Friends is a loose term I'm using.
Associate.
Mm-hmm. What is it?
You were persuasion.
Persuasion. Well, good. 18. Because I rolled a 9 and I have a +9.
Oh, nice. So yeah, you kind of put your hand on her shoulder and you're like, "Bernadette, it's okay, calm down." And like she can has that calming feel, like just putting your hand on her shoulder. And she takes a breath and she's like, I don't want to be here. I don't know where I am.
Okay. Let's find somewhere. Let's find somewhere to go to get away from here. We just need to stay close. Not that building though. And I'm gonna point to the shop that I just stole out of. Be like, not that one. Let's a different one.
Belor is like, "Well, I don't think we should be going into a store right now anyway. We should probably find a place for her to rest, maybe."
Yeah. Place to rest. Let's go.
"Come on, dear." And she starts to lead Bernadette, and she, like, you can see there's a hesitation. Like she kind of shivers when Ballura puts her hand on her back and whatnot to lead her. And she just looks very out of it at the moment. But yeah, Ballura will try to, maybe with your help, try to find a place to hang out for a little bit. Possibly like a cafe restaurant or a hotel of sorts, whatever. What do you guys want to try to find?
All food is spicy.
Yeah.
All food.
So probably not that.
Yeah.
Something to nap on, I think, would be the best.
Yeah, it's easy enough to find a place. It's just like a small hostel or something that you can there's no grandiose hotels here by any means. Pretty much every place you can stay has a room with like 4 bunk beds that you have to share with random people. But yeah, so you got like 8 people in a room, but yeah, it's cheap enough. Ballura has money, she'll just pay for the room. And she's going to stay in the room with Bernadette to try to calm her and get her to rest and whatnot. But the 3 of you, what would you like to do?
How long has it been since the last time we rested?
That's a good question, actually.
It took you when Ballura and Bernadette picked you up. It took you about roughly another day or so to get to the 7th layer of hell. So I feel like you would have slept on that journey.
Yeah, you should have full HP, right?
You should all be at full hit points, full everything, back to normal. Yeah, no, I would say it's probably been about 9-10 hours since you've slept last, Cal. It took you some hours to traverse the city, especially since it kept changing, and sometimes you took a wrong street and had to kind of circle back. It took some time.
We can take a short rest with her.
Yeah.
And just all take an hour.
Yeah, you can definitely do that.
And it'll take time away from waiting for the
Yeah, and it's a slow return. It's not like everything comes back immediately. It's one of those that after maybe 45 minutes or so, she starts to regain knowledge of who she is. And then after a little bit longer, she's like, "Oh, Ballura, I'm so sorry." Ballura's like, you don't have to apologize. I know the effects of the water. It's not and yeah, after about an hour or so.
And then she's like, "What water?"
After about an hour or so, yeah, she's like, "Water? What?" Emmy's favorite is water. We have eventually she gets out of the stupor, and she's back to kind of almost fully normal, where she's cracking jokes and making fun of you, Plonk, and whatever else. But yeah, she's back to normal for the most part.
She's back.
Well, I am very sorry to delay whatever it is that you were trying to do, Plonk. That is completely my fault. I will stay far away from that water next time.
Yeah. I don't think we should go as close to it as we did.
Okay.
We need to stay back.
I could definitely agree with that. Unless we're taking a pod ride, I feel like we probably shouldn't get near that thing like ever.
Yeah, about that, I think I saw something trying to come out of it.
Like another pod?
No, like there was a figure inside of the river trying to come out, and that's why it was splashing, because something was trying to get out of it.
I've never heard of anything like that before.
Me neither.
It's usually just straight flowing.
Yeah. It was scary.
Well, you said your task was to come here to do something. What's the thing you're supposed to do?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I just had the feeling that I knew to come here to this spot, and whatever it is, I need to be here. And then when the creator comes back, they'll tell me. And every time I say creator, I think of like Frankenstein. My creator, like
Yeah.
that's how I feel.
No, yeah, that makes sense.
But
He is-
when the creator comes back, they'll tell me what exactly I need to do, and if I need to, probably gonna have to defeat something or capture it or something like that. That's always what it wants, apparently.
And why do you listen to this being?
Remember how we told you that the elemental chaos exploded?
No, you did not tell me that, but that's good to know that you did that.
No. So we were there. Yeah, I did it, but that's not the we were there, and I felt this strong urge, kind of like how it was leading us to the river, but a lot stronger. And it made me put my hand out and touch it. And then after that, I don't remember. I just remember reaching my hand out close to it. And then they told me that I was sucked into it and it exploded. And another one of me flew away. And then it came back for me. And then we merged. And like she's just going on this like rambling.
Yeah, and as you're rambling, Belora seems so intrigued. Like she is paying attention. She's listening to every word. Bernadette, on the other hand, she's got her feet up on the table. She's kind of like kicked back in her chair, doesn't seem to care. When you say the part about like, it made me touch it and everything, and it got sucked in, she's like, you probably shouldn't have touched it. It's like, little snarky comments as you're, to her normalcy. She seems like she's back to her normal self.
Okay.
But yeah, Belora is listening to everything. She's like, well, now that's fascinating. I never knew anything about the element of chaos like that.
Well, because that happened, all of the elements got scattered.
And I do have to thank you for that, Plonk. I would not have been able to meet Belura here in this system if you hadn't shut off the fire. Then again, the massive armies of fiends probably wouldn't be attacking the celestial homeworlds either, but, take the good when you can find it.
Plunk's getting mad at her. Getting mad at her, like, I'm trying to tell you what happened and how it happened. There's nothing I can change about it now. All I can do is fix it, and that's what the creator is having me do. Is I'm fixing it.
Oh, is that why the fire's back?
Yeah, because the last place that I went, where I found them, and point to both of them, like when I found them,
just both of us, just like, yeah, we're still here.
where I found them, we defeated the fire titan, and I captured.
You did what?
Listen, and I captured his essence in a vial, and the creator came back and took it and then put it back into the black hole thing.
The chaos.
Yeah, that.
Right. Okay. So in that case, I'm assuming since the fire has been returned, have any of the other ones been returned?
No, this is the second one.
So one other one has been returned then.
What?
I said, is the fire the only one? And you said, what did I remember what you said? Yes.
Yes, it's the
Two?
second one.
That's the second one?
I thought you said is this the only one or something like
Oh,
and never mind.
That was great.
I heard you wrong.
so what was the other one then?
That was perfect Plonk moment.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, this is the second one. I don't know.
Okay. Plonk, he did mention that he was going to get actually make an intelligence check, see if you can remember.
Okay. I can't.
Okay. Yeah.
That
No,
one.
you don't know. You don't remember which one. You didn't defeat it, or maybe you did. You don't know.
It's gone. That's all I know.
I will. No, I'm not even gonna remind you of that. Never mind. you're just flying solo here.
No!
Yeah. So, is there anything that you guys want to do while you're waiting? You got your vial. Water's spurting out of that thing. What?
What element would this be?
I'm gonna go with water.
But when we go to the water plane,
Well, that's where it's supposed to be.
You
Right.
found fire on a metal planet, so who knows?
oh, true. Yeah, I didn't really put two and two together. That's a me problem.
It's a plonk. It's a plonk. It's just plonk.
Oh,
Any lapse in memory, just blame it on plonk. It's fine.
Mark.
Uh,
I swear, I try to write everything down.
yeah, Bernadette, hold on, let me see what she remembers here. Oh, natural 20. She's like, it wouldn't happen to be Earth by any chance, since, when we were saving your friend Minerva, we were fighting that huge, huge creature made of stone and earth.
All of a sudden she goes, I remember.
Oh, good. Glad I could help you out there. And she kind of pats you on the shoulder.
And then, I don't understand what your question is.
Okay. Well, this has been interesting, but after hearing about that, I don't want to have to fight one of those things. I already have to deal with that Earth one. Though I suppose I didn't really do much. I was kind of dealing with number one's men.
Well, I don't know if we will have to fight one of those again.
Oh, well, that's good news.
Maybe a water one, but not an earth one.
That is worse for me. Do you not see what I have for hair?
I'm gonna real quick. I'm going to do a burst of cold.
Frostbite.
Yeah. On where are we exactly?
You're sitting in that hostel. You're kind of sitting around her bed.
Do it to a lamp or something.
Okay.
And just do a burst of that.
Yeah, and it just covers the lamp. And it looks, it's covered in frost at this point.
And I'm going to say, do you see this?
Yes, it is unnerving.
Well, I didn't have this before all of this crazy stuff happened. And I'm dealing with it. So if you can deal with it for the short amount of time that I have to deal with this, then I think you'll be okay. And then I'm just gonna crouch down into a ball and rock back and forth.
She's like, oh, please don't do that. Oh, and she Ballora kind of comes over and puts a hand on your shoulder. She's like, I don't know that I'd be able to help you much, but I'm not really a fighter or a caster or anything like that, just a navigator. But if I can help you in any way, I will certainly help where I can.
Anastasia!
And then she looks over at Bernadette. She's like, "Oh, Tita, your friend, eh?"
Oh,
Ah,
And Bernadette's like, "Yes,
a
Ballora.
friend of yours, I presume.
I made you aware of Tita." And then she's like, "Oh, yeah, but you didn't make me aware of this Emmy that you mentioned earlier." She's like, well, that happened too, but that was a long time ago."
Plonk's gonna go, wait, what?
Yeah, and Bernadette just smirks.
She puts her hands on her hips.
Listen, Plonk, it wasn't at the same time, and it wasn't even remotely close to each other. You know, I met Tita recently, and I've known Emmy for years.
I don't want to hear about it anymore.
Okay, very well. And it's at that point you begin to hear screams coming from the streets.
Great.
All manner, probably close to maybe 50 to 100 voices yelling out. What would you like to do?
Just slowly stand up and go, I think that's our cue.
Do you have a window?
Onward.
Yeah, you can poke your head out the window. Let me roll to see if it's facing in the right direction. Actually, it's hell. It's definitely not facing the right direction.
Oh, yeah. Anything we want to see, we won't see it.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's not look out the window.
Bernadette's like, it might just be faster to leave this place.
Yeah, let's go.
Right. And yeah, the five of you, you jump up and you begin to make your way outside. You have to traverse a couple more streets to get back to the center where that big spout was, but that sounds like where all the screaming is coming from. And as you round the corner, what you can see is about roughly the same size as the earth elemental that the fire elemental that you were dealing with. You see trying to force itself out of this stream of the river Styx. You see this massive, if you see it on roll 20 there, this massive water
I was like,
titan that's pushing its way through, and finally the water of the river Styx gives way, just kind of opening up, and a splash of water comes down and it kind of recoalesces outside of where this water was. And when you look at it, it's not blue like most water you see. It has taken on pretty much all of the abilities of this river Styx. So you now have this green swirling mass of water just kind of looming right in front of you as well. You guys are kind of around the corner, but looming, and you can see these spirits just inside of it, just swimming quickly through.
Gotta ask real quick.
Yes.
Is that a water shark jumping out of it on the picture?
Yes. Yeah. Probably.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to.
Yeah. You know, when I'm stealing clip art online and photoshopping it into other things, you know.
There are different sharks.
Oh, there's many different sharks, but
Is that a water shark?
as this creature
It's a shark of water.
pushes through the river Styx and makes its way out into the center of the thoroughfare. That's where we're going to end for the evening. So yeah, guys, yeah. Nice job. This should be interesting to see how this goes next time. But yeah, it looks roughly the same size as that fire titan that you fought. So good luck. But everyone who stayed tuned this long, stay tuned for another 5 minutes because Just the Tips is about to air. Check it out. We will see you in about a week's time. Thanks so much for sticking with us and have a great night.
Bye.